June is here, summer is here, and I've always felt like June marks the start of summer. I mean, the days are as long as they're going to be in the entire year, and summer means more time outside, longer days, different rhythms inside of our homes. But if your house is still feeling heavy with the things that you're really not using anymore, today's episode is going to help you. I'm going to be sharing a few key areas that you can be decluttering right now to make your space and your life feel more in tune with how your family is actually living during this season of summer. So let's jump in. Welcome to the Modern Homemaker Mom podcast. I'm your host, Jynae Schmidt. If you found yourself here, it means that you're ready to break free from overwhelm, create a peaceful, well-run home, and finally live with more structure, margin, and stability. Here you'll find practical rhythms, real-life systems, and faith-filled encouragement you need to simplify your home and reclaim your time so that you can show up fully for the life God is calling you to. Let's get started. If this is your first time tuning into the podcast, welcome. I am your host, Jynae Schmidt, and I am a Christian wife, a mama, a homemaker, a homesteader. I have an online business, and I'm passionate about helping women create homes that feel peaceful, purposeful, and aligned with the current season of life that they're in. This podcast is where I share practical homemaking tips, routines, and rhythms that actually work, and encouragement for women who want to simplify and steward their homes well, all while doing it with intention. And today, we're talking about one of the most popular topics on this show, which is decluttering. Now, here's a fact that I thought would be fun to share with you. Nearly 60% of Americans say that clutter adds stress to their day. And summer is a great time to reset because, yes, we're busy with so many different things in the summer. We've got camps, we've got beach days, all the things. But this isn't about doing this huge, massive purge. I think it's really important that even in our busy seasons, that we're also able to make time for just a few intentional tweaks because that is going to create space for more slower mornings for you. It's going to create more time for that outdoor play, those summer events, those beach days. When you're constantly working around clutter and stuff that's just constantly in the way, it's actually going to make your days more chaotic, more stressful. It's going to actually consume more of your time because you're trying to work around all of the clutter. So that's why it's so important that we really invest in time, even in these busy seasons, to just go through what we have, purge, and make space so that we can totally embrace this new lifestyle, this new season of life that we're going through as we are walking into summer. So let's dive into those key areas that I'm going to be recommending to you today that we should talk about decluttering over this summer. But in my opinion, the sooner that you can get to this, the better, because the sooner you just get the job done, now you've made space to totally embrace the summer activities, the summer season. So let's talk about what areas I'm going to recommend that you take a look at today. Now, area number one is your winter gear. Now, ideally, I think spring is actually the ideal time to be purging and decluttering and doing all the spring cleaning. I mean, it's kind of in your mind, but sometimes we don't always get to that. Like life fills up with all sorts of things. So we don't always complete all of those decluttering projects in the spring. So that's why we're going over this today. But if you haven't already, definitely let's take a look at your winter gear. Time to pack this stuff up. There's really no reason you still need your winter jackets or winter boots in the house. And also just think about how bulky these items are. They're so bulky and they are obviously not needed in the summer heat. So declutter anything that's torn, that your kids have outgrown, or that you maybe didn't even use last season. If you're not using it last season, you're likely not going to use it again next year. The second hot spot that I want you to declutter right now is your entryway. This area specifically gets a lot of traffic during the summer, especially if you have your kids coming in and out from outside. I mean, we're all spending more time out on the deck, in our yard, picnics, beach days. We just want to make more space for those things like sandals, pool bags, snacks, water bottles. All of those items are now coming in and out all the time. And if we don't have space to put that stuff, that's what's going to just add to the overwhelming plate. And things are just going to pile up. So clear out the overflow, get rid of coats, boots, purses, bags, anything like all of that just in case I may need it clutter. Get rid of it if you really don't feel like it has a purpose to be there right now so that you can make the space for the things that you are going to need, like maybe a basket of sunscreen, bug spray. I know for us personally, our entryway, it's very small. Granted, it's very small. It is kind of a hot spot for just this dumping grounds where things kind of get left when we don't know what to deal with or how to deal with it or where it needs to go because A lot of our stuff actually gets stored in our shed in our backyard, and then we also have a sea can. So that's kind of the halfway point for us, and it just becomes this clutter hotspot. So I think for a lot of us anyways, the entryway can easily, or boot room, maybe you've got a boot room or an entryway separate from your front access, or maybe you've got a garage access, but it's often always a clutter hotspot. So this is definitely an area that we want to focus on decluttering. Now, the third area that we're going to talk about is your children's indoor toys. With more outside play, like kids naturally are going to want to be outside more in the summer. Anyways, for me, when I was a kid, we spent hours in the backyard making mud cakes and playing with sand toys and jumping in the sprinkler. Like, kids naturally use a lot less, like they don't go for their indoor toys as much in the summertime because there's just so much time for them to be outside. So this is a great time for you to be going through your kids' toys. You can even include your kids in this. They can help you sort things into piles, deciding what you're keeping, what you're not keeping, things that maybe need to get put into storage because they're not using them anymore. Maybe they had a bunch of baby toys and they're obviously not using the baby toys anymore, but you don't necessarily want to get rid of them. But at the same time, we don't need to have those toys out and accessible if we're really not using them anymore. So things like broken toys or puzzles with missing pieces, anything they've outgrown, now's the time to get rid of that stuff, to purge that stuff out and make room and space for the items that we actually need in the summertime. You don't need another routine that crumbles in a few days, and you don't need another printable that makes you feel like you're failing by Thursday. What you do need is a rhythm that actually fits your real life, one that makes your home feel calm even when the kids are loud, one that gives you clarity even when your day is unpredictable, and one that supports you, not one more thing to manage. Let me show you what's waiting inside for you in the Modern Homemaker Method course. Step 1 is the foundations of homemaking. You'll finally stop second-guessing yourself. This module is there to help you define your biblical role and create a vision for your home so that you're not just cleaning, you're cultivating purpose. You'll shift from, I should have it all together, to, I know what matters most. In step 2, we talk about decluttering without the overwhelm. No more decision fatigue. No more, where do I even start panic? You'll learn how to declutter in a way that's simple, guilt-free, and sustainable, even in a small space and even with little children underfoot. You'll breathe easier the minute that you walk into your home. In step 3, we get into organizing with purpose. We'll create simple systems that work even when life gets messy for you. No more constantly retidying, no more cramming things into baskets and closing the door. You'll finally have a home where everything has a place and you'll have room to breathe. In our final step, step 4, we talk about setting up your cleaning rhythms and making it easy for you. Our daily, our weekly, our monthly cleaning rhythms. You'll know what to clean and when without the mental clutter of trying to remember it all. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters and letting the rest go. And because I know that your time and your energy is precious, you'll also get a community of like-minded women who get it. Quick, easy to watch lessons that don't overwhelm you, as well as printable tools to help you stay on track even after a night of no sleep. The truth is, this course doesn't add pressure to your life. It removes it. It helps you reclaim your time, your peace, and your presence in your home. Just a couple weeks from now, you could be ending your day with margin instead of chaos. You could be sitting down at night with tea instead of a list of to-dos. And you could feel proud of your home, not guilty or falling behind. If that's the kind of home that you're building, this is the tool that's going to help you get there. You can get started right now and join my course, Modern Homemaker Method, at jynaeschmid.com/Modern Homemaker Method. That's jynaeschmid.com/Modern Homemaker Method, or you can find it below in the show notes of this episode. Okay, the fourth area that we are going to declutter this summer is the outdoor gear and giving that all a good check-in. Summer means definitely more gear. We've got swimsuits, we've got pool toys, we've got outdoor toys, shovels, sand toys, all the things, but not all of it is worth keeping. Get rid of those broken chairs that you've been hanging on to for only the Lord himself knows why you're still holding on to it. Get rid of the unused sports gear, the random garden stuff that really has no rhyme or reason and it's just taking up space. Only keep what's actually helpful for you in this summer lifestyle. I'm always saying to my husband, because I am one of those people, I love purging. Like it ignites me. I get so excited to get rid of stuff and make space for, not necessarily always making space to fill it with more, but I just love living as simply as possible. And I mean, we are homesteading. And if you're a homesteader or you know anything about homesteading, you know that you can only live so simply. Like there's a lot of items that homesteaders need that you're not using all the time, but you just have to have it on hand. But I always get so excited to purge, and my husband does this with me. I mean, the house is kind of my domain and he gets more of the shed, and we have a carport and a sea can. And I mean, yes, both of our stuff is in those spaces, but he kind of gets more of a say of how those spaces are kept. And so when he's going through those spaces and he's trying to decide, what do I keep, what do I get rid of, I'm just always reminding him, like, are you reaching for that often, or do we really actually need that item? And so this has really helped us when we're going through our stuff, specifically talking about outdoor gear. And the point that we're talking about right now, outdoor gear is something that I think a lot of us hold on to, and we really don't know why we're holding on to it. So definitely this is an area that needs to be decluttered this summer for sure. The fifth area we're going to look at decluttering this summer is your laundry area. Summer laundry just moves faster. We're doing more laundry in the summer because our children are home. They're going through swimsuits and towels like nobody's business. Those daily clothes are playing in the mud. They're getting dirty. So we're doing extra laundry. So what you need to do is take a look at that extra laundry items that you have, maybe mismatched socks. I don't know about you, but growing up, we always had this drawer in our laundry room with where all the mismatched socks went. And it was this big like collection of socks, and for whatever reason we kept on to all of these socks for years and years, until one day my grandma came over and she's like, there's we're not going to find the other pair of this sock, so what's the point in keeping these? So we got rid of them. And did we miss those mismatched sock collection? No, we didn't. So this is your permission slip to go and get rid of the mismatched socks, the cluttered shelves in your laundry room, the empty bottles that are, or near empty bottles on your shelves in your laundry room that you're keeping for whatever reason. Go through, make space, declutter the things that no longer are being used, that you really don't reach for anymore, because a tidy space makes this high traffic zone, your laundry room, so much easier to manage. Okay, the sixth and final area that I want you to look at decluttering this summer are your bathroom cabinets. Just go through, clear out the expired products, the heavy winter lotions, the treatments that you're not using. Make room for the summer essentials, sunscreen, bug spray, bug afterbite, aloe vera, all that kind of stuff that obviously you're not using in the winter, but now it needs a spot in the summer. So we're getting rid of the old to make room for the new. This is actually an area that I think I need to take a look at, because I have some items in my bathroom cabinets that I've been holding on to for like 3 or 4 years, and I literally have not used them for that long, but for whatever reason I've felt the need to hold on to them. But you know what? Just talking about this today, it made me think, why am I keeping that? It's taking up space. I'm seeing it in front of my face all the time, but it really doesn't need to be there anymore. So I think this is one of the areas I'm going to try and tackle myself, hopefully this week as well. Okay, so in summary of today's episode, what I want you to take away from today is that creating space for summer does not have to be a giant project. Yes, you think about decluttering sometimes and it's just daunting. It's maybe overwhelming because you're like, that is such a huge project for me to take on, but it's really not that difficult. It's very simple. And if you need a little bit of hand holding in this, we take an entire module and break it down super simply for you, all about decluttering in my course, Modern Homemaker Method. So if you want some direction, you need the roadmap to show you the way, to walk you through that whole process. That is just one piece of my course where we walk through the decluttering specifically, and I make it easy for you in there. But what I want you to know is I understand that you are busy, you're trying to enjoy time with your kids, you're having picnics, beach days, I get it. But with just a few small, focused decluttering wins, you can make your home feel so much lighter, so much calmer. And like I said, it makes space and time and margin in your day so that you can really enjoy those summer events and not waste so much time working on clutter that's really not serving you anymore. So this week's challenge that I want you to do is pick one area that we talked about and give it a quick reset. Give it a purge, give it a declutter. You can go and set yourself a 20-minute timer, 30-minute timer, whatever. I always kind of encourage my students to set timers because then they know, okay, this is 20 minutes of focus time. I'm going to focus on this project, no interruptions. And then when the timer goes off, it also gives you permission to put that project on pause if you feel like you don't want to keep going through it. Or maybe you're on a roll and you're like, you know what, we're just going to wrap this up. But at least if you give yourself that focus time, you will make a difference. One very last thing I want to mention before you hop off is if you've been enjoying this show, can I ask you a super quick favor? I would love it if you could leave me a written 5-star review on Apple Podcast. This literally would only take you 30 seconds if you pause and do it right now. But what it does do is it makes a huge difference for me and the growth of this show. It's how I know that you're loving this content here, and it helps me to keep showing up here and sharing more of this content that matters, that's making a difference for your life. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you in advance for your written review. It truly means the world. I'll see you next time for another episode on the Modern Homemaker Mom podcast. Did something in today's episode encourage you? If it did, would you take a minute to hit subscribe and leave a quick review? It's such a simple way to support this show and help other homemakers find this encouragement as well. And if you're looking for even more support in your homemaking journey, come join our free Facebook group. Just head over to bit.ly/home routines. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you in the next episode.